being an entrepreneur, I want you to understand. I want you to always know, never expect too much too fast. It's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, nor is your business going to be built in one day or a week, maybe not a month, maybe not 5 years. Maybe it might take 10, 15, but you have to be dedicated and committed towards the idea you came up when you formulated it in your mind. Guess what? You got to be committed. Don't expect it to happen overnight and you become a millionaire just because you thought of an idea. When I was in business, I never forget, and I'm still in business now, but when I started my business, I never forget, I knew everything about marketing. I was great at marketing, but when I decided to get in the restaurant business, I knew nothing about the restaurant. I had to learn it in so many different facets. Having an accountant. It took me a couple of years to get an accountant. And you had to research having a good accountant. That took me another couple of years. And getting a good accountant. Also understanding how to deal with whoever you rent from, your landlord. Understanding how to read that lease and make sure it doesn't come back to bite you. That's really important. Understanding what you're signing before you sign it and read everything you possibly can. Understand the importance of speed of service in business. Very important in a restaurant or any business. Understanding how to give good customer service. I didn't know that as well. Understand, and I knew it was important, but I didn't know how important. Understanding food quality. These are just some of the things that I had to learn. Understanding how to deal with my team. I like to call my team, not employee, because again, I always say they don't work for me, I work for them. Understanding cleaning of the restaurant and keeping it clean. Understanding keeping good records. Record keeping, very important. And guess what? Marketing, very vital. If you're not marketing your business, you're not in business unless you market your business. That's very important. Understanding all these facets, and it's many more that you might, depending on what type of business that you actually embarking upon. But what I want you to understand, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be a genius in all these different areas. You're going to have to learn. It's a process. And you got to give yourself a time to learn the process. So don't get upset if it doesn't work for you overnight. I'm going to tell you something. As successful as I've become over the years, and some people look at me, oh, Lance, you know what? You're so lucky. You know what? You're so this and that. No, I'm blessed. I'm blessed because God blessed me with an idea and I found the purpose or a purpose. And my purpose is not just the restaurant business, but it's helping other people. Through helping other people get what they want, I seem to be able to get what I want. And I teach them the same thing. Share what it is you've learned. And I want to share these things with you. But don't think it's all been roses, because I remember a time that when I first started this business and I was trying to learn how to do this, I started failing. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't pay the rent. I couldn't pay the insurance. And guess what? Pretty soon it seemed as if I was going to be losing everything. And I did. My car was on repo. My house was in foreclosure. It was so bad that I came home one night, late at night, and I drove past the snatch man. I knew my car was on repo, and I saw the actual tow truck. I drove right beside him. And as he turned into my complex of a home that I worked so hard to get, I slowed down. My heart started pumping. And I watched him as he rode to my house and tried to get in my garage. And I never forget as the tears rolled down my eyes, me thinking I worked so hard and I'm about to lose my home. I'm about to lose my car. And I never forget, I didn't know what to do. But what I did do is I drove right in front of my home and looked at them. They never looked at me. And I drove past them. And I drove to a dead end and drove through somebody's yard and went to another neighborhood and got out the neighborhood and went to the back of a supermarket and called one of my team members with tears in my eyes saying, they're going to get my car, they're going to get my car. I don't know what made me think that the snatch man knew where I was at. But guess what? That too shall pass. A setback is just a setup for a comeback. I stuck in there and kept a great attitude. I made it through. I caught up on my car note. I caught up on my house note. And guess what? You know what? I was back on my feet again. I felt like, it's happening. It took me 7 years to feel like I even made $200 in a week. Some people look at me now and say, how could that be possible? Yeah, 7 years. I had the only key to open and close. But I never gave up because I was learning different facets. Everybody that's great at anything, they didn't learn it overnight. It took them time. It took me time. It's going to take you time. So I'm going to tell you right now, believe in the process of becoming a great entrepreneur. Great entrepreneurs don't just pop up. They develop over time. And guess what? I always said, if you understand and you're patient, but yet you're aggressive, it's going to happen for you just like it's happening for me. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm sure working hard to get there. I'm right there with you. So keep on pushing and keep on believing.